What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? I think it's Wednesday. Listen, my kids was off for 2 days. I don't know what day it is. I'm just glad to still be here. What's up, y'all? It's Maisha Edmond, licensed cosmetologist in the state of New York. I am also a certified trichologist, and I am super excited to be here. It is Wednesday once again. I am the creator and founder of Trichology 911 that includes case studies. I know you heard about it. Trichology 911 University and all that jazz. Listen, today I want to do a little trichology business check-in because why not? Like, what? I'm here to mind your business. I'm the professional's professional. I'm in here to mind your business. Some of the things I do, I am trichology's coach's coach, right? So hey Ebony, if you are a trichologist and you are a coach, or you're looking to start to teach the things that you know, then I'm your girl. I got strategy for you. I'm here. But I wanted to do a quick business check-in. So everything I talk to you about is going to be business. If you want to hop on, say me, you know what I'm saying? We could chat, you know what I'm saying? Let the people hear our conversation and all that stuff. But I really wanted to check in because, this is it's crunch time, right? So if you were off, if you have kids in school, you were off Monday and Tuesday, then if you know anything about, and I don't know that much, but about the Jewish community, right? It was their holiday, and it was for thank you, girl. It's for the New Year. So according to the Hebraic calendar, it's New Year. So Happy New Year, right? Now, what does that mean for you? If you are a trichologist, if you are a trichology coach, if you are looking at strategy, what you're going to do in your business as a trichologist, then you need to already be running forward with what everybody is, while everybody else is still chilling, talking about, I can't wait till January 1st because new me, new year, right? You're already doing your stuff, right? You've already projected your numbers. You already got your stuff together. You already know what you're going to be doing. You already signing people up, yada, 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 right? So I wanted to talk to you about stuff like that. So first of all, when you hear the word strategy, right? And I got notes, so I'm going to be looking down. So don't be trying to judge me because I'm looking at my notes. Okay. So anyway, right? Oh, housekeeping. I am live on Instagram. I'm also live on Facebook, and I'm live on YouTube. What's up? How y'all doing? So listen, when you think about strategy, right? Strategy is a course of action that is used for a specific outcome. It's a course of action that's used for a specific outcome. So when I say, what is your strategy? Don't get overwhelmed. What things are you going to do to get to the bag? What things are you going to do to make your trichology business boom? What things are you going to do? What are you going to take out? What are you going to put in? What are you going to do? Do you have a plan? It's a course of action. What is your course of action? I'm going to start with this. I'm going to go to this. I'm going to do this. And it's going to garner these types of results, right? So even if you are a stylist per se, right? If you say, so to speak, like, okay, I'm a stylist, but I'm kind of dipping into trichology, or if you are a stylist, you have to change your hairstylist strategy when you move to trichology, right? There's some stuff that worked that will still work from going from hairstylist to trichologist, but guess what? A lot of stuff won't. So you have to change that hairstylist strategy to and when you move to trichology, and that's why you need strategy. That's why you need a course of action that you're going to use so that you can move to the specific outcome. Because if you approach trichology like a stylist, you're going to be upset. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be disappointed. It's going to be a whole hot mess because you're going to be convinced that trichology is hard. You're going to be convinced that it doesn't work, and you are going to give up. If you've listened to me or heard me any amount of time, I will tell you 5 times, I'm not going to say not 7, but at least 5 times I quit trichology when I first started. And like, let's be honest, right? It wasn't when I first started. I mean, I was still quitting trichology in the 3rd year, right? But trichology is easy. Yes, Ebony, trichology is easy. So when you're doing trichology, right? When you are, even when you're adding something, wait, side note, right? So I have this thing that's coming up, right? Where, you know what? Let me not even do that. Let me stay focused. Why ain't nobody telling me to stay focused? Why are you not telling me to stay focused? Hey, Sedaria. So listen, this is what it is. It's the new year, according to the Hebraic calendar, right? But it's your new year. You got to get a jump on what's going on. Do you wait till January to start to try to grind with your trichology business and then be like, thank you, and then be like, oh, let me launch this or let me do that? Or did you start planning your stuff now? Strategy is the course of action that's used for a specific outcome. What is your course of action? You don't even know where to start. You need a coach. You need a mentor. That's me, right? You need something, because how you going to get to the bag? The only reason, no, let's be honest. Yes, you wanted to help people, but I'm going to say a majority of the people that I know, the reason why they even started to even look at trichology, yes, because they wanted to help people and, oh my gosh, I just want to make a difference. But guess what? They wanted to make money. Why you spend all that money on trichology information, trichology courses and books and all that other stuff, and you still not making your money? Who does that? That's crazy to me. Because I know it was not cheap, right? So you have to identify, listen to this, identify the lids in your life. Because somebody said that, listen, how many know they got lids? They got lids. What's a lid? Like a top, right? Identify those things that are capping you so that you can't get to the specific outcome. Because you have to expand your capacity. You might start with reading two books a month about trichology. And guess what? I heard this preacher say this one time, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. So you know how like you read a book and you are like dedicated to reading the book? Like, I got to read this book front to back. But did you know, and I mean, y'all probably knew this, but I'm a little bit slow, so don't, you know what I'm saying? Work with me. You feel me? Like, you can read a book and get what you need out of it and not read any more of it. Sometimes you got to read what you need, right? It's not the best all the time, but like you have to be able to move through. I need this. I have this kind of question. Say you wanted a mentor. Say I want Warren Buffett to be my mentor. Hey Monica, I want Warren Buffett to be my mentor, but I cannot afford Warren Buffett. Like, and I'm making up numbers, right? So he charging, $45,000 every 30 minutes. Like, I can't do that, right? But if Warren wrote a book, right? Or if Warren did a video, right, that he was selling, and I knew for a fact that it had those answers in it, for me, that's going to be just as good as me. Yes, I do. It's going to be as good for me to buy the book, because I don't have to get the hem and hawing around it. I'm going to be able to read the book, get the answer, apply it, and move on. Like sometimes you ask people a question, they be like, it's really hard because, see, like, it's like if you had a cat, no, wait, like if you had a dog, it's like, what is the answer, right? So Brooklyn Beauty, yes, I do offer mentorship for people that's still in school. I actually recommend it because there's going to be some stuff that they're not going to tell you. So you probably want to jump on. All right. And I'm actually signing up, opening up mentorship for January 2nd. So for the winter, because I'm in right now, unless you want one-on-one. But I'm opening up now so you can actually save $1,000. So, okay. So listen, you have to identify your lids. I'm talking about as a trichologist, right? What are some of the things that you think about trichology that is a lid for you? Trichologists don't make no money. Come on, you heard that. It's hard. It's hard to make money as a trichologist, right? Or you know what? People don't even know what a trichologist is. Or people ain't gonna pay you. You got to know everything about trichology first before you can, be successful. Like, what is your lid? Because let me tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened. You found the program. First of all, you saw a trichologist. You was like, yo, I could do that. You found the program, you did the program. It was a little bit of a struggle because it was like an online program. You couldn't really stay focused. You finally got through the program. You got your little photo shoot. You got your little lab coat. You got your certificate. You started telling everybody about trichology. People started sending you pictures in your inbox. They was texting you with bald spots and dandruff and all kind of scarring and all that other stuff. You thought they was going to come. You talked to them on the phone. You gave them all the information. They never purchased your program. They ain't purchased none of them products that the people at the school told you to sell to the people because this is how much a program was. And now you mad. You didn't have a strategy. You did not have a course of action for your specific outcome. You don't even know what you're looking at. Everything they gave you in school, while it was helpful, was a scenario that you haven't seen yet because that's not even your demographic. I know I'm talking right. You don't got to say amen. It's cool. It's cool. So you want to identify your lids so that you can expand your capacity. Does that make sense? Identify your lids so that you can expand your capacity when it comes to you being a successful trichologist. I'm doing business check-ins, right? Let me see. So Brooklyn Beauty said, I have so many clients right now with hair loss issues and absolutely no one to help them. I'm looking forward to work with you. Awesome. Awesome. And listen, that's the thing. You are the solution, right? So you have all these clients, they got hair loss issues. You get to be the solution. Like you have no choice but to be successful. I'm going to just say right now, congratulations on your success because you in the right space. You're in the right space. So who's ready to I'm preaching. Right, Ebony. So who's ready to get their business popping as a trichologist, right? Who's ready to have systems and desks and assistants and charts and folders and machines and tools and gadgets and a building and a parking spot and a commercial and a promo and a roster full of clients, right? Who wants all that stuff, right? Who's like, you know what? And I don't know how big your vision is for trichology, but I mean, why would you even do it if your vision isn't big? Right? Right? You might be starting out, it's just you know what I'm saying? You in your office, you got one little desk, little computer, you know what I'm saying? You got a few drops, you know what I'm saying, and a scope. But do you have a bigger outlook on what you want? Who, when you're looking at getting your business popping as a trichologist, who wants the right products, the right shampoos, the supplements that's going to get you results every time? So let me ask you something. Are you in a program? Are you in a program right now? Right? Have you finished the program? Because not for nothing, I know many people that when I met them, they was in the program for at least a year and was like at the beginning of the program. They hadn't finished. What is your intention? Do you have intentions on finishing the program? Another question I have for you is this. Has the glamour of being a trichologist pulled you away from building a sure educational foundation? What are you saying, Maisha? Well, let me say it again. Has the glamour of being a trichologist pulled you away from the sure foundation of being a trichologist? Meaning this, you done stopped studying because you got your little jacket. Huh? See, we being honest here. We being honest here over here in Instagram, right? Brooklyn Beauty says she started in 2020, got discouraged due to life circumstances, and now she's back. See, when I started, I think I did my first two, because you get hype. I did my first two chapters, then I stopped. Then I did I came back and did a few more. Then clinicals came up and I thought I'll be done by then, but I wasn't, so I got discouraged and I slowed down again. Then when I finally finished, I walked out of that clinical and realized I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know who I was talking to. And I quit again. It was absolutely crazy. It was crazy. So I didn't really focus on the educational foundation, while even though in school I was learning, in the program I was learning, but I was learning like I looked at it like I was learning for the future. Like, oh, one day I'll have somebody with seborrheic dermatitis. One day I will find somebody that has lichen planopilaris. One day I'll find somebody that may need blood work. Oh wait, I didn't take the blood work class. Okay, what you see what I'm saying? And so it was hard for me to make it make sense in real life. You get this information and you think when you're done, people just gonna be drawn to you and they're gonna be like, oh, Maisha, oh, Ebony, oh, Sedaria, could you help me? I have hair loss. Then you tell them how much it is. See, this is why you need a mentor. This is why you need a coach. You tell them how much it is, and they say, well, could you just give me like a regular treatment? Whatever happened to that treatment that was $45 and you put on there and say you said it was protein? Well, you know what? Let me get that now, and then I'll come back. So you don't know about, if you should have a payment plan, if you should have a payment portal. You still accepting text messages, people texting you about hair loss. You in the 15-minute free consultation. And you in the free consultation, you giving them everything, and then you wondering why they're not coming back. Crazy. Let me see. Right now I'm in Canada, and it's very frustrating. A lot of people online saying they're trichologists when they're not offering a 3-day class. Girl, okay, so Brooklyn Beauty is on here. She dropping it, right? She's saying people are taking these 3-day classes and saying that they trichologists. How many remember that? See, because you're not by yourself. Because let me help you. Can I help you? I remember going to a 1-day class. I went to a 1-day class and they told me I was a hair loss practitioner. And they sent me with a box of products. It had a shampoo, a conditioner, and a treatment in it. And I ended up, maybe after 6 months, giving the product away. As a matter of fact, I did that class. I found forget that. Did that class, and I was trying to tell people I was a hair loss practitioner. That was a lie, child. If I ever lied to you about being a hair loss practitioner, I just want to take this time to say, would you please forgive me? I'm sorry. Okay. Now, after that, when I did my real program and finished, right, and I spent all that time and all that money and went to clinicals and went to the advanced conference and all that other stuff and was still confused because I still had to put that stuff into action, I went down the street. I opened up a clinic. Come on here. I opened up. Oh, thank you. Y'all forgive me. I opened up a clinic in an acupuncture spot because the lady said, you know what I'm saying, you have to go into like a doctor's office or something. I couldn't find one. So I went to the acupuncture spot, right? Had wood paneling, dust, all kind of things. Went in there, put in new carpet, was hanging curtains like on the wall to cover up the wood paneling, had a desk, printer, computer, that box of products. I had a massage table. I had candles. You know what I'm saying? You walked in there, it was cute, all that stuff. Guess what? In 2 months, I was closed. Grand opening, grand closing. Like Jay-Z said, grand opening, grand closing. Because I literally Honey, I messed up. I messed up. I spent that money. I got my little office, had my little coat. I would walk in there dressed up, slide my coat on, sit in the desk, and I would Google stuff, and I'd be looking at stuff. And then I said, oh, you know what? I'm hungry. Let me go to lunch. And I'll take off my little coat. Well, sometimes I wear my coat because I want people to ask me what I do. And I wear my little lab coat and I go down to the wherever. Can y'all see me? All right, there you go. Go down to the wherever to get my little food. And people were looking at me, and I you stick your chest out a little bit so they can read Trichology, but ain't nobody know what that was except for me. And nobody ain't asked me, and I come on back and I eat my food in my little office and everything, and then I lock up and I go get the kids off the bus. So yeah, that was crazy. Let me see. Okay, so let me see. Hair nurse said, I'm trying to decide whether to start my course over. I got discouraged due to life changes. I'm looking and trying to decide whether I go back to the same school I was going to or not. Right. So that's big too. It's like, okay, what are their I want to say like results? Because some people say it don't matter what school you go to. Now, to some degree, I do agree with that, but sometimes people are just out here making up stuff. I remember when I first started, somebody had a course for an ethnic alopesiologist. Come on, say it with me. Ethnic, and if you can type it, put it in the chat. Ethnic alopesiologist. Sounds great. Sound like ethnic alopesiologist. But you know what I'm saying? If you got, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 in your head, then that sound like ethnic, black or people of color, alopesiologist, I guess a specialist for hair loss. I don't know what that is. Maybe I help black people that got hair loss issue. Child, wasn't no such thing, child. Absolutely. So school matters. The Trichology school matters. And even at the top, unless you like in Europe, even at the top, I feel like you still need mentorship or coaching within that. Because there's going to be stuff that just does not make sense. Now y'all getting me off my topic. So have you, child, ethnic alopesiologist? Okay, so has the glamour of being a trichologist like pulled you away from building that educational foundation, right? Don't let the pretty stuff distract you. Somebody say it. Don't let the pretty stuff distract you. Huh? Stay focused. If you want to put stay focused in the chat, you can do that too. Stay focused. That's why I do case studies. Because I know we wasn't focused. The stuff I teach in case studies is literally what I wish I am creating critical thinkers in trichology. Because why does this work? Not because your favorite trichologist used it. Come on now. That's crazy. Why does it work? Why is it not going to work? What is good? Don't let the pretty stuff distract you. Oh, because this is what you get. Well, this is what I get in my inbox. Oh, Maisha, I love your Bentley. That's my big laser. Oh, where'd you get that from? How much was that? And do they put your name on it? How'd you get them to put your logo on it? What kind of scope is that, Maisha? Oh, Maisha, I love that. What kind of product is that? How much it costs? What? I'm almost done with school. You think they'll sell it to me? Listen, I say all the time, I know somebody that has a full trichology clinic with just a standing lit magnifying glass, like the magnifying glass with the light on it, and they don't got nothing else, but they have their education, and that's the only tool that they use, and they're very successful. So don't let the pretty stuff distract you, right? Stay focused. You want to stay focused, right? So you want to make sure you stay focused. Also, the reason I can say that trichology is easy every day, let me give you my secret. The reason why every single day when I wake up, I say trichology is easy, that I could tell you trichology is easy, I can coach and say trichology is easy, is because I know what I know. I don't worry about what I don't know. And if it ever comes to a point that I need to know something that I don't know, I'm going to know it before I open my mouth. Did I say something? The reason why I can say that trichology is easy and mean it and kill the game is because I know what I know. I don't worry about what I don't know. When I tell my students and I tell my mentees, go live, people need to hear you. Go live. We need to see your face. You can't be a trichologist in your heart. You cannot believe that your family know that you went to school, and now that your family know that you went to school, they're gonna call and send everybody to you. You already know you're not getting that kind of support. You're not getting that. So when I tell my clients, when I tell my mentees and coaching clients, go live. Talk about what you know. Go live. Right? Why? You're going to talk about what you know. And this is what I get. My first bit of backlash that I get from go live. Let people know what you're doing. Talk. Talk your talk. Let them know. Oh, what if they ask me this? Why are you worrying about that? I gave you an LBO. I showed you how to use it. This is what you're going to talk about. And if they ask you something you don't know and you live, don't be embarrassed. Don't get crazy. Just be like, you know what? That's a really good question. And I'm going to go live about that tomorrow and study. You better be live at noon. Y'all follow Kavana's main. She going live at noon. She's a trichologist and she's one of my mentees. Let's go. Let's go. I know she's going to talk about something good. So listen, the reason why I say every day, listen, trichology is easy. Is because I know what I know. I have mentees making $6,400 a day. $6,400 in a day, that's 2 treatment plans. Stop playing. Okay. Not because they ran right out of school and knew what, but because I said, now look, before you run, right? This before she even got out of school. You can do this, you can do that. How much do I charge? What do I do? What if this? What if that? Don't worry about that. This is what you do. And she listened. Her success now is her success. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. But I know that because I know what I know, I could tell you what I know and you're going to be successful. I could tell you that. I definitely could tell you that. If I speak to you for 15 minutes and you give me one thing you're working on, I have you making money in the next 15 minutes after that. I could promise you that. It's proven. It's proven. Proven. Because when you want it and you know it's easy and you know what you know, don't worry about what you don't know. I'm talking about Trichology business check-in. I'm checking in on your business. It's a post check, baby. What you doing? I'm sure of what I read. I'm sure of what I studied, but I'm sure of what I have broken down. Don't just read stuff. You out here just reading stuff. Don't just read this stuff. Break it down. Why does it make sense? I always use this example when I really got into mitosis because I was like, well, what's up with chemo and antigen effluvium? Because if a person is on chemo, then their type of hair loss is antigen effluvium. Is antigen effluvium because it is a DIA or a drug-induced alopecia, and the antigen effluvium is that it falls out in the growth phase. So then I break it down. Okay, what medication are they on? I know it's chemo, but what's their medication? Then I look and I research and I see, okay, well, this is crazy because if that is the case, then I look at it, okay, this is known to cause hair loss in the growth phase. Then that is antigen effluvium. Then I'm looking at, okay, that means that if it's attacking in the growth phase, oh, that's your topic. Let me ease off of it a little bit. But if it's in the growth phase, then that means that it doesn't have an opportunity to grow. Or if it's in the growth phase, what happens in the growth phase? Mitosis. What is mitosis? When that mother cell breaks into those two daughters or into those daughter cells, right? And when it breaks, and it happens faster in hair cells, right? So that chemo, whatever that medication is, slows down the ability for the mitosis to happen. But what else happens? Because it takes a certain amount of time for that chemo to work, and I'm not going to get too deep into it. It takes a certain amount of time for that chemo to work, but then you go back, and guess what happens? You have to take it again, so it begins to overlap, and then that's when you start to see, oh, the hair is not growing because it's overlapping in the growth phase. But you know what I'm saying, whatever. So this is why I can say that trichology is easy, because I'm sure of what I read, right? Because I'm not just reading just to have some stuff in my head, right? I'm sure of what I studied, and I'm sure of what I broken down, right? Right? All right, lady. So you want to go all the way. Don't halfway do this. Don't halfway do this. You have the opportunity in 4 or 5 years to be so big that people will be requesting you all over the world. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Now, am I big? No, right? But am I known? Yes, because I know what I know, right? So you have that opportunity. Hey, lady, you have that opportunity for people to begin. They're going to be requesting you from all over the world. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you're studying. You're going to make sure that you're breaking things down so that you know what you're talking about. Okay? Don't base your success on the climate of today or the accomplishment of others. This is the business check-in. You cannot base your success in trichology on the climate of today. Just like today's hair loss that you see is not today's hair loss. It happened because of something that happened a year ago, 6 months ago, 18 months ago. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way. You can't base, okay, well, nobody knows me right now. So what? Do your thing. Do your thing. What you know right now, use that. Study the other stuff and then begin to add. You want to begin to add. So that's pretty much, what it is. So let me see what else I got here. So let me ask you this. Do you remember when you discovered somebody on YouTube or Instagram and you followed them, and then like you went to their classes and you bought their videos, and then you changed your technique because of what they offered? Like you was like, oh, this is dope. Now, do you remember the day that you lost interest in that person? Not because they did something unethical or anything like that, but you just kind of was like, you on your grind, you doing your thing, and you just kind of like and you lost interest and you watched less and less, and then you probably found somebody else, and then life happened, life got heavy, and you kind of shifted gears. Guess what? If you go back and find them right now, they probably still doing their thing. So they didn't base what they did on your viewership. Okay, see, I'm helping you. They didn't base what they did on your viewership. And this is what I'm talking about when you're studying and when you're a trichologist and you're like gathering up all your information and trying to make sure that you are successful as a trichologist. I don't care if nobody's on here. I don't think I get more than, I got to say, like on Instagram, I might get 8 people on my lives. Means nothing to me though. I love to interact with people, but if I don't, I'm gonna talk to this camera. I'm gonna talk to myself like I'm talking to hundreds of thousands or millions, because I know that later on somebody's gonna watch it and they're gonna be like, "Yo, that's exactly what I needed." So you're not going to base your, and see, it's a real strange time because of social media, the climate, and all that other stuff, right? So a lot of people are very performative when it comes to things that we're doing. Like, you want to like show your work. So like if you do color and you do cut and you do weaves and you do trichology and you're doing all that other stuff, right? So, you got to get the right shot and you in the right light, and you want to be live and you want people to see you and you want people to say, oh, I saw you, and all that other stuff, right? But never get it twisted. You're not doing it for viewership. You want people to see you, but you are a solutionist in whatever you do. My color jacked up, I'm going to Savvy the Salon, right? Because my stuff is jacked and I need it fixed. Feel me? Like I got a hair loss issue, I'm going to Maisha, right? So this is what it is. Oh my God, I'm so glad we connected. So that's the thing. That's the thing. Never base what you're doing right now, your study. Like, don't change your intentionality based on viewership. If you stop watching me today, I'm going to be Maisha tomorrow, right? And you have to do that. That's why I say start being visible. Study your stuff, break it down, know what you're talking about, because somebody needs you. Somebody needs you, right? So think about what you're doing and what you are doing, like how you're doing, like from your business aspect. And I'm getting tongue tied, right? Think about what you are doing and your business from that aspect. I'm not doing stuff in my clinic because I think somebody gonna walk in the door and see me doing something great, right? So remember that. Also, I got notes, right? Also, let me see. Just think that the attention shifts, but that doesn't mean that you stop. So remember this, trichology, not trichology, but strategy is going to be the course of actions that you take to get your desired outcome. Do you have a strategy? What is your strategy today? I want you to remember that you need to have a strategy as a trichologist. Don't allow viewership to stop you from doing what you need to do. I say trichology is easy every day. And if you're a trichologist, I want you to say it every day. Why? Because you know what you know. Not because you know everything about trichology. But you have to know what you know. Know everything about what you know. Exactly. Brooklyn Beauty said, she said, no, I have a vision, nothing else but a big vision. And remember this, have your vision, right? But make sure that you're implementing steps, right? You got that course of action, because you could have vision or you could be like me and waste how many years with notebooks all over the place, notebooks and the back of envelopes and papers and all that other stuff, and not doing stuff because I didn't believe that I could do it. I just didn't believe it. I was just a mess. So you want to build now, you want to fortify now, you want to implement now. Because by the time people come back around, who they knew is going to be higher. They're going to be a higher level. They're going to be deeper. They're going to be stronger. They're not going to be as accessible. You get people that's watching you right now. Listen, you can inbox me anytime. And, listen, you got any questions, call me. Here's my number. Come over to my house and all that other stuff. But as you build, when they come back to you, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. No, Savvy. No, Tuesday. No. I remember when I was in the salon, right? And I finally got my rhythm. And see, before that, I would be sitting in the salon and I would be really bored. And I'd be calling my friends to come in. I'd be like, let me try some stuff on you. And one day, that wasn't the case, right? Share the story with you. One day, it wasn't the case. And one of the friends, it used to be my friend, I was style, she decided I was not popular enough, even though she wasn't paying. Okay. So she wasn't paying me, but she had decided that I was not popular enough for her to come to. And she decided that she would go somewhere else. And She called me one day to come in because the popular stylist was booked, but I couldn't take her because I was booked too. And I'm talking about, Trichology business, but this is when I was just solely doing styling. And so, yeah, I'll call her and, hey, let me do this. I learned this at class, and all that other stuff. And one day she decided, I wasn't popular enough. And even though it was free, it didn't even matter. And let me sidebar to say, don't be dumbing your prices down because you just started. Like, know what you know, build what you know, and don't come down because people going to pay for what they want to pay for. But anyway, back to the story. So she called me and she was like, oh, can I come in? Because the popular stylist was booked. But guess what? I was booked too. And I have been taking classes and I've been sharpening my skills and I've been honing my craft and I'm building. And she said to me, well, I don't mean to be funny, but I remember when you ain't have any clients. And I guess I should have been hurt, but I was really grateful for her recollection of my growth. Right. And I say all that to say, learn, implement, grow, learn, build, learn, establish yourself as the expert that I know that you are. Establish yourself. If you're going to do this trichology thing, build. Decide the type of trichologist you want to be. Hook up with somebody that's doing what you want to do. And build. Learn. Hone your craft. Do your thing. You will find that it's not as hard as you thought it was. Trichology is easy because I know what I know. And what I don't know, I don't worry about unless I need to know it. And you will know what you like. You'll come across something when you be like, yo, I need to know that. And you will study and you will find a class and you will not be hindered because you can't find an in-person class. And you will Google and you will read and you will purchase books and you will get an understanding. And that'll be another thing that you know. And you will not waste time. You won't waste time with people and with shenanigans because you are going to make sure that you know what you need to know. And that's it. That is it. Hey, Renee. Thank you for joining me. So don't allow viewership and social media and all that craziness to stop you. Tuesday said, she said, I'm constantly taking classes. I just need to start. And that's the thing. It's like you take class because I've been a serial student as well. See, I got a lot of flaws and y'all out here just picking me apart. And it's okay. It's all right. I do it so that you can see. Be better than me. Huh? Because now I'm doing stuff, right? Now I'm being invited to the conferences and it be like women's conferences and trichology stuff and all that other stuff because now I'm implementing all those things, right? But listen to me. You're dope. You're needed. You are a solution. You're dope, you're needed, and you are a solution. And if you're going to continue to be a solution, you got to know what you know. There's no way that you're going to be able to say that what you do is easy. And guess what? It's easy for you. That's not for you to crack the code and just give away the secret sauce. Feel me? But get in a rhythm. Start honing your craft. Do your thing. Do it, and don't stop. What you do is not based on viewership. What you're doing is, no, it's not. You got to do this thing. I love that. I love that. Not Defeated said, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. I like that. Somebody give her an offering. What's your cash app? Come on here. Because when you going to start? I have talked. I have written it down in notebooks. I have purchased journals. I have written on back of bills and mail and scrap paper and notes in my phone. But it was not until I decided that, you know what? Who I want to be is greater than this feeling of despair that I have right now. Who I want to be. What if, Maisha, what if you implemented this stuff that you learned? What if you actually did it and was good at it? What if you did that? I'm going to put the link out and you can sign up today for mentorship. Mentorship 2023 though, because I'm in the middle of the last one for the year, unless you want to do one-on-one. But I'm gonna give you the link. Sign up. Sign up today. Sign up today. But I said to myself, thank you for that. I'm gonna save that. Your Cash App. I'm gonna buy you lunch. It's gonna be $10, but you feel me? You know, I got 4 kids and a college student. Amen. Listen though, I got you. One-on-one is and you'll be done sooner, so you don't have to wait until January. But one day I said to myself, Maisha, what if you actually one day, no, not one day, if you today implemented everything that you learned, all those hundreds and thousands of dollars of classes that you purchased, all those hours, all that excitement, you know, that euphoria when you go to a class and then you be done and then you be taking the pictures with the people that was in the class too. And then, you know what I'm saying, you get their number and then you get back to the salon or you get back to the clinic and then you don't use it. I'm a fool, child. I'm out here bugging. You want the link for Renee? You want the link for group for mentorship as well? I will definitely get it to you. But y'all remember that? You go to a class and you be like, oh yeah, oh, they gonna be prepared to be sick of me, like TikTok, right? And then you mess around with all that excitement and you got all these selfies and then you post on social media, up leveling my learning. If you not learning, it's the learning for me. You do all of that. I got you, Renee. You do all of that only not to use it or to feel like you got to come back and do it free. I need 3 models. All you got to do is come washed or something crazy. After you done spent $650 on these people color class and you come back and got to do it for free. I got a mannequin for that, boo. I'm coming back. I'm charging. I'm doing it. And that's it. You know, I should be charging you $1,000, but I'm going to charge you $250. You know what I'm saying? Because I just learned this yesterday. What? Get out of here with that. Same thing. Same thing I'm talking about with Trichology. So one day I said, Maisha, what if you implemented it? What if you did it? And one day I started writing my book. I said, I'm going to give myself 15 days to write a book. I did it in 15 days. I said, you know, I was sit. Oh, this one's good. And I'm going to let y'all go. I was sitting and I said, we should, girl. We should. I'd be hyped to do it. I'm going live with Not Defeated. Don't hate. Okay. That's it. So listen, one day I was daydreaming because only child. Okay. You get that. All right. So I was daydreaming and I was like, oh my God, if I did a class, I would, you know, for Trichology, and this is what it would be, and da-da-da-da-da, right? And I started doing the work. I was studying, I was writing stuff down, I was doing all that other stuff, right? And let me tell you what happened. Let me add her in here. I don't know if you can view requests. Okay. So let me tell you what happened. I get an invitation to come and do a class. So I had my little computer and I had my stuff set up and I had on my lab coat. And when I tell you they packed out, it was a huge salon and it was in Maryland. And I drove down from New York and I went to Maryland and I set up and everything. And I was up there and I was talking and I was doing my thing because it felt so surreal. I'm getting goosebumps right now. And I was in the front of the class and I was saying, whatever I was saying. You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Y'all can hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Somebody say yes, 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 yes. Thumbs up, you can hear me or no? Okay. You can't hear me. Nobody can hear me. Oh, I don't want to start over. All right. Let me see. I'll be right back on Instagram. Can y'all hear me? I'm about to cut it off and come back. Okay. You can hear me on Facebook? Awesome. Okay, cool. Let me fix this and I'm going to finish my story. All right. Okay. So I think okay, cool. I'm back on. So hopefully they jump back on. But this is what happened. I'm in front of the class, okay? And I'm doing my thing. I'm talking about I'm teaching. I feel the goosebumps. Thanks for coming back. Listen, I'm teaching. Okay, y'all came back. Thank you. I'm getting the goosebumps. I'm standing there. I'm talking. Thank y'all for coming back. And I'm doing my thing in front of this class, right? I'm doing my thing. And literally, I realized that I'm in front of this class and I'm doing exactly what I prepared for. Like it clicked. I'm in another state. Somebody's paying me. I'm in this class. I'm finally a trichologist. And I'm talking about there was barbers there. There was salon owners there. There was, everybody was there. And I was doing my thing. I was killing it. And when I looked again, I was all the way in the back of the salon. And my computer was all the way in the front of the salon. And I turned around. I started to panic. I walked real fast to the, all awkward, walk real fast to the computer, start messing with the computer. And I said, oh my God, through my teeth to myself, oh my God, I'm really here. I'm really doing it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But that was what I prepared for. And I did such a great job that I was invited to the BBBE. I can't call her name right now. Don't remember her name. Rashia Burrell. And she gave me the opportunity to do a class. And I did my first ever. It was Trichology 911. And that's because I was going to call it Trichology 411. And I was speaking to a girl I had met at an event. And I was running it by her. And she said, nah, you need something that stick. And I went back. And I said, it's going to be 911 because it's an emergency. And I want people to know that they need trichology right now, that it's an emergency. And that's how I came up with Trichology 911. And I prepared and I did my slides and I did my thing. And then next thing you know, that was like in September. In March, I was in Silver Spring or something like that. And I was down there and I was doing my class. And I think it was like 15 or 14 people had signed up for this class. And I had my books because I did my book. I had them printed out. Y'all know my book, Top 10 Best Ways to Lose Your Hair. So I had that. And I gave out books and I created manuals. And I had water, I had Fiji water and all this other stuff. And I set up all the places. And when I tell you, I had my slides and I had my little slacks and my cute little shirt and my little bob and all that. And I was teaching. That class was so good that people started coming, knocking on the door. Somebody paid at the door. and they paid at the door. When I walked out, it was lunchtime, and the line was around for lunch. It was like down the hall where my class was. And I walked out, and people were saying, "Who is that? Who is that?" And then the next day, there was like, you did your paid class where you got paid. Then you did a free class because, you know, you had to do your free class. And when I went and did my free class, it was so much buzz that people was up there, and it was full, standing room only, that the girl whose conference it was came upstairs, and she couldn't even get in the room. And I just started selling classes. I was like, I could teach you how to use your scope. And people was raising their hand. And I sold out of books, and I sold out of manuals. And people was like, can I pay for it now? You get it to me later. And I stood there, and in 15 minutes, because you had 15 minutes so you did your class, and then you had 15, something like that, 15 minutes to sell whatever product you had. And when I tell you, I sold out of everything I had. I sold out of stuff I didn't have. People was talking to me. And at the time, me and one of my friends, she was a teammate of mine from the, I forget what team I was on, Weave Experts. And hey, Brandy. And so we was done when she helped me pack everything up. And I was so nervous after. I was shaking. You know, I remember when you used to have a fight. Anybody used to fight when they was in school? This is me. I'm ghetto. My name is Maisha. Listen, when you have a fight, then you be scared. When it's over, like, but you won. And then they be like, fight us again. And then you don't want to fight again because you had already won, and then you were scared. Okay, but that have nothing to do with nothing. Why y'all not telling me to stay focused? Anyway, so I went down to the little restaurant because, you know, it's like real beautiful little downtown Silver Spring, Maryland, everything. And I was sitting down, and people were walking in with my manual under their arm, and my face was on it. And I literally, people were sitting, they were walking in the restaurant to get their space, get their seat. And they were pointing and say, there she go. And they was waving. And I did it, y'all. I did it. I went from sitting in, now see, I'm about to cry. Why y'all got me doing this? I went from sitting in beauty school. We got to the chapter of trichology. I raised my hand. I told Mr. David, that was my teacher, my favorite teacher, I want to be a trichologist. He said, don't worry about that. If you know how to close a good weave, you don't have to worry about that. But I couldn't let it go. I went from trying to find a trichology program for 10 years to I'm a trichologist. I'm standing in front of a sold out class. I'm standing in front of a full class. To sitting in a restaurant, and people got my face under their arm on a manual that I created on my own computer, that I created in Canva. I'm just checking on y'all business, y'all. I'm just trying to see what's up. What are you doing? How you going to change this thing? When you going to show up? When you going to get tired of giving people your money for classes and you not using the information? Maybe having your face on your book and somebody having it under their arm is not your goal. But you're not doing what you're doing right now. I don't care where you are in the beauty industry. You're not doing what you're doing right now just to be doing it. You spent too much money. You spent too much time. It was too much stress. And so I want to encourage you today. Trichology is easy. You could do it. And I'll tell you what this lady told me years ago. I'll see you at the top because it's too crowded at the bottom. Have a great day today. Happy hair growing. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm sending your Cash App, girl. I'm going to inbox you because I done lost the thing, the Cash App thing. And that's it. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll be sending out the link for your coaching. And I love y'all. Bye.